wasn't long ago. He was being quite lazy. There was like a few balls that he was kind of his fault that he left out on, and he was just completely avoiding it and kind of complaining about the passing. He wasn't going for it. He wasn't really showing any enthusiasm.
Hello and welcome to the United Stand.
I can't remember what game it was.
Goldbridge, and we are live. We are absolutely live. You probably heard Lorenzo there just talking. We were talking before we were live. I've got him on in a minute, but welcome to the United Stand. Get involved. Real Madrid. For those who've picked up on it on social media today, big rumours that Manchester United will be signing a player from Real Madrid this summer. And what gives it sort of substance for me is that there is no named player. There is no player that's actually been named. So it sort of gives it a bit of credibility, I think. And there's one or two. Who do you think it is? We'll be talking about that through the show as well. Also want to talk about, obviously, Luke Shaw. He's either next Mkhitaryan and Martial. And also a little bit about Zlatan, which I think Lorenzo's going to talk. And anything else you want to talk about. Skype is open. It's Skype Goldbridge. We've got our first guest. I'm going to go to him now. We've got 3 big surprises for you as well, which we'll be talking about during the show. And also, if you want to, I will try and read live comments out, but obviously I think people are aware of the super chat thing now. If you want to contribute to the United Stand, make sure you put a question when you do with the $, and we'll definitely read your stuff out if you do that. We'll try and read lots of other stuff out as well, but we definitely will if you contribute, because it's only fair. Right, I've got Lorenzo on the show. Was at the game on Saturday. What was it you wanted to talk about, pal?
I wanted to talk about Zlatan. There's a lot going around social media at the moment. A few people are saying that, if it was for the goals that he'd scored, if he'd put them in, we'd be top of the table. But he scored so many for us, and I think you put it in a tweet yesterday. If he hadn't scored those goals, we might be in the bottom half.
Yeah, it's a good point. And I think Manchester United's a bit of a soap opera in relation to press and news. And I'm happy at the moment. We played really well on Saturday. You were at the game. Obviously I wasn't. A lot of us won't have been. Speaking to Kev yesterday, I think he works as a steward there at the game, and we're talking about what was clear from what we were watching is that Mourinho really was getting the crowd up, especially after the second goal. But it felt like a bit of a unique thing, really, because I think we've always had the crowd, but a really good home performance as well. Yeah,
I was there. Yeah, we had so many shots, so many opportunities, and I can't remember which one it was after. I can't remember. It might have been after Zlatan's header that went straight at Gomez. You could see him. He was like riling them up. He was very, very active, trying to get the fans going. And it was just before the first goal, and he was doing that the whole game. He was just pumping up the fans. It's what Conte's been doing quite a lot at Chelsea. You've seen him. He's quite a passionate manager. So it was a good performance as well from the team. Probably one of the best I've seen at home this year, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I was happy with the Leicester result, and I'm very happy with the Watford result. Just quickly, Man City are playing at the moment, if you're watching live, so they are still 0-0. As Ricky Clarkson says, Man City fans saying that Jesus is better than Rashford. He's gone off injured, so there you go. There you go with that. And Hitler's sidekick wants us to talk about Schweinsteiger's future, which I'm sure we can do later. In fact, maybe the next caller could bring it up. But let's talk about Zlatan, because as I was saying, a bit of a soap opera at Manchester United. There's always somebody to talk about. Mkhitaryan, he's going to leave and then he comes and plays. Martial, he's going to leave and then he plays. That's been resolved. Shaw's sort of been resolved by Mourinho, which we'll talk about as well. But Zlatan is now the next flavour of the month to sort of get a little bit of negativity, I think. I did tweet out today off the main account, just on my way to work. I said that the amazing thing is that Zlatan's had a really good season, but the amazing thing is if he'd put away half of the chances he'd missed, we'd be challenging for the title. I think people took that as me being negative. They obviously don't realise that I'm a massive Zlatan fan. I think he has done really well. I think he's done fantastically well. But I do also think that if he'd scored half the chances he'd missed, we would have a better goal difference and we would be higher up in the league. I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are about that. I mean, I'm certainly not critical of him, but there are fans out there that are critical of him. Do you understand or see why they might be like that?
Yeah, it's quite frustrating sometimes because some of the opportunities, he's a world-class striker. He's 35, but that doesn't matter. He's got some incredible goals and he just seems to be getting better as he's getting older. But it's frustrating when he's getting these chances and just not coming to anything. I expected him. There was the one where he took it down brilliantly on his chest and he volleyed it and it just went sky high. It was crazy. And I just think sometimes he does overcomplicate it, some of the things he does. that volley he easily could have taken down and scored. He had the time. There was no one really around him. There wasn't much pressure from the keeper. So I understand why some people are critical of him, but he's our top goal scorer. He scored more than Martial scored last year already. We're in February. That's incredible. He's on 20 goals. That's mad.
Yeah, I think what it is, I think it's United fans quite rightly getting greedy. We should be winning titles. We should be challenging in Europe. But we haven't actually had a striker scoring goals like this since Van Persie. He's surpassed what a lot of people thought. A lot of people thought he would flop. There is two sides. He has missed a lot of chances, but he's also scored a lot of goals as well. So, and Zlatan is going to play, and he will have I think he'll hit 30 goals, which is, you can't ask for anything more from somebody free. But brilliant first call, Lorenzo. Thanks for coming on. And
thanks very much.
We'll get you on again soon.
Yeah. All right. Speak to you soon.
Cheers, pal. Thank you. Lorenzo was on the Mark Goldbridge channel on Thursday. Local lad was going to the game, so I said, let's get you back on. Right, one of the first surprises I'm going to give for you. The biggest one's coming up at the end. We've got 68 likes on the video at the moment. There's about 460 of you watching. If we get 1,000 likes on this video, then I have spoken to my agent about this, and after numerous debates, I have agreed that if we get 1,000 likes on this video, I will do the preview tomorrow night in a Fellaini wig. So there's your incentive. We've started this forfeit challenge. The dance I did on my channel yesterday wasn't actually a forfeit. It's Valentine's Day tomorrow. I've done it for my wife, and it's up on my channel, not the United Stand. So I don't, people don't like me and they want to call me a nonce or whatever like that. It's not on the United Stand. It's on my channel. It wasn't a forfeit. But I will do the Fellaini wig thing. Some people have been mentioning it for a long time. I do have the wig. If you can get to 1,000 likes on a Skype Goldbridge, I'm happy to set that challenge, because if there's one video I want to get 1,000 likes on, it is the Skype Goldbridge, because it is your show. I've just got to take this question, then I'm going to take the next call. It's from FNA0 or FNAO. He's contributed to the channel, and he says, I respect Zlatan, but we need to sign someone younger, over 6'2", more clinical, quicker, and has positional sense, like staying inside the box. All very good points. Aubameyang is the ideal. There was a young lad called, I forget his name, Isaacson I think it was, or Isaac somebody, went from a club in Sweden somewhere, but I quite liked the look of him, but maybe he was a little bit young. But yeah, I do agree, but maybe Rashford can do that job as well. Maybe he could. Let's take another call. Not many people calling in tonight, so get involved. Live Hello? Jack Nolan.
Hello.
Hello, you're live on the United Stand, pal. What do you want to talk about?
I just want to talk about if we've been looking and thinking about buying a new defensive midfielder to replace Carrick and playing that role, like the kind of a Kante kind of player who's energetic, might not be like the greatest of footballers, but has like that energy to move around the midfield and win back the ball. Will we be still looking for that kind of midfielder in the summer, or will we be going for an attacking midfielder, since we're playing more of a two in midfield with an attacking midfielder now instead of a defensive midfielder? Like, what do you think is our way forward with the defensive midfielder or the attacking midfielder?
Well, I think Griezmann will come in as the attacking midfielder. I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, I would like him, yeah.
Obviously, I forgot to ask Lorenzo. I'll ask you now. This rumour that's floating around then about the Real Madrid thing, because I'm sure that's what a lot of people are interested in. It is on Twitter, it is on social media, but we've been hearing it a lot from the people we talk to, that Manchester United are going to sign a Real Madrid player this summer. But we don't know who it's going to be. I'm going to discount Bale straight away. What would your thoughts be around that? I mean, you can't be wrong, because nobody knows who it is. But some people think Varane. There's a Danilo, isn't there? And there's obviously Toni Kroos. It could even be Navas for De Gea. I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm thinking it could be maybe Isco, maybe, or Marco Asensio, the young lad coming through. I think it could be one of them. Both of them have a lot of potential, and they're doing well for Real Madrid at the moment. But yeah, that's what I think could be if we were looking for a midfielder, because they're the most likely to be offloaded, as Bale's coming back and Isco won't really be in the team then when he's back. So I'm not really. That's what I think anyway. I'm not really sure.
No, it's a good guess as any. If anybody knows out there who signed Toni Kroos for Real Madrid, who the manager was when they signed them, if it was Mourinho, that would make me lean towards that. I know Varane likes Mourinho. I'd like Varane at Manchester United. That'd be great. But it's really interesting. It's a bit left field, really, because I wouldn't have thought or wanted us to do any business with Real Madrid because obviously they want De Gea. But if De Gea wants to go to Real Madrid, I think he'll be allowed to go. So I think that's about De Gea. But it's interesting that we might be linked in with some of them. Abdullah says he calls the same person every time. I don't call anybody. It's people who are Skyping. And at that moment in time, the only person Skyping was this caller. So if you want to Skype, get Skyping in. The defensive... Sorry, go on.
Can I say one other thing?
Yeah.
I seen something today on Twitter about Fabinho, who we were linked in the last transfer window, and I actually I've seen that Mourinho's interested in him because when he actually played for Real Madrid and Mourinho liked him there, and I think that's why we're linked to him so much because Mourinho actually managed him, and yeah.
Yeah, very interesting about Fabinho. We mentioned him last summer. Obviously can play right back, centre defensive midfielder or centre back. He's at Monaco. I think he's about 23 now. Good going forward, good breaker up of the play. But apparently his father's come out and said today that he likes what Mourinho's done at Manchester United, but they also have a soft spot for City. I think they were childhood City fans, maybe part of the Sean Gota brigade. I don't know, but I think it's more. I think the wallet's got a soft spot for City. That's what I think. But yeah, he's a player that constantly gets linked to us. But sticking with the Monaco thing, and I must just say, talking about City, they are 1-0 up against Bournemouth. Sterling scored. I expected them to win, so I'm not shocked about that. Bakayoko rumoured not to want to sign a contract extension at Monaco. Very interesting game next week in the Champions League when City play Monaco, because Monaco have got a ridiculous goal difference, absolutely whacking the balls all over the place. But I think it's going to be very interesting to watch that game just to see how good some of these Monaco players are against the Premier League side, because Bakayoko would be the one, a long-winded answer I know. That's the sort of player I would bring in. I don't know about you. I want a defensive destroyer that will allow people like Herrera and Pogba to have a little bit more freedom.
So do you not think then our way forward is with the attacking midfielder with like Mkhitaryan at number 10, where his best position is?
It's difficult because I think if you sign Griezmann, let's just say we sign Griezmann and we bring in a destroyer. So you've got like a Bakayoko, I'd have Pogba ahead of him, I'd have Griezmann as the 10, and I'd personally have Mkhitaryan on the right and Martial on the left. But it doesn't mean Mkhitaryan can't come in at number 10 because, I think people get lost in how do you fit Griezmann in? Well, Jose's already shown 1 week it's one team. Last week he brought Martial in because he deserved to play. It's fluidity. He might not have a set 11. So I think Griezmann and Bakayoko would be the two I'd bring in as an attacking midfielder and a defensive midfielder.
Yeah, I think ideally would be when we do bring in Griezmann, I think he might end up playing as like at number 10 for the first season, and then when Ibra goes he might move up front, and then Mkhitaryan can move back into number 10 then. That's what I think will be the plans really for it.
I agree, Jack, and I think with the people like Martial and Rashford, they're young, they're developing. It's really exciting what could happen. But thanks for calling, pal. I'm going to try and get somebody else on, but really good points, and please do call in again.
Thank you.
Cheers, Jack. Really, another really good call. Good start to the show, so keep Skyping in. I've got to take another call, another comment, because Richie CR has contributed a couple of dollars, and he says, Mark, do you think Morata would be a good for us? Well, I suppose, is Morata a Real Madrid player? I think he is, isn't he? But I've not noticed Morata this season. He's a goal scorer. Do we need an out-and-out goal scorer when we've got Rashford? I would say no, but maybe he is. We have been linked to him. Maybe it is him. Maybe it is. Right, I've got a few people calling in now. Let's take one of your calls. Let's have a look who we've got. Let's try Mike. Mike, can you hear me?
Mark, do you think Morata would be good for us?
Hi, mate.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good.
What was it you wanted to ask?
I bet he's gonna bring in Fabio Quintrão for left defense for De Gea, plus maybe a James Rodriguez. He would make a 2-for-1 deal for De Gea for sure.
Yeah, well, this is interesting. Back onto the Real Madrid thing. Obviously, we opened the show up with it. The interesting thing for those who joined us a little bit late about it is that there is we don't know who the Real Madrid player is. I mean, we don't know whether it's definitely true, but there's a lot of things going around. We've been told a lot of stuff on the quiet that Manchester United are going to bring a player in from Real Madrid this summer. We don't know who it is. Obviously, we've got Mike on the show at the moment. He's saying, you think De Gea will go and it'll be 2 the other way?
Yeah, I think so. If you saw the press conference from Mourinho, he even hinted that he's like, he said, he's like, we wouldn't talk about it with the press. I have a good relationship with them. And if they want one of mine, I'm going to take one of theirs. Essentially is what he said at the press conference.
Which is quite a clever thing to do. I mean, it's going to upset people. It upsets me. I don't want David De Gea to go. I've been saying for a long time that I think he's the best goalkeeper in the world. However, I have to say that I don't think it's anything to do with... I mean, I've heard some Real Madrid fans already going, when we want someone, you bend over and take it. I don't think it's anything to do with that. I think we blew them out of the water with Pogba. But I think what this is about is maybe De Gea just, wants to go back, and I don't think Mourinho will stand in his way.
No, and if he goes, it would be... Fabio Quintana, we need a new left defense for sure. Left D is neat. That's why he keeps switching every game, because he senses a weakness there. And Fabio Quintana, he was hurt for last year, but he's unbelievable when he's on. When he's on, he's unbelievable.
How old is he now? Because we nearly got him about 2 or 3 years ago, didn't we, on transfer deadline day?
Yeah, he's 28.
Well, absolutely prime. I mean, I was saying let's get Seamus Coleman on the right when Valencia wasn't doing that well. So, that's exactly the sort of player I think we need anyway. And I don't think Darmian or Blind are an option. So even if you kept Shaw, at least it's an experienced left back, which is, I agree, what we need. You mentioned James Rodriguez as well. Forever linked with United, same agent as Mourinho. I've always said if we want James Rodriguez, and I'm sure he would like to come to Manchester United, we can do that deal. It's just where he fits in. If you're getting Griezmann, you've already got Mata, Mkhitaryan.
He'll take Herrera's position, I'd say.
Yeah, because he can play more centrally, can't he?
Yeah, I'd say he'd cover for Herrera. Herrera would end up being like a backup, which even though he's been great, he can be a little small at times and not as kind of strong. And James is a little bigger. He's not much bigger, but he's a little bigger.
Yeah, good points. I just wanted to ask you very quickly about Zlatan. A few people have, he's like he's the next negative flavour of the month, and you sense the press is starting to build that up a bit. Some fans are a bit annoyed with him because of the chances missed. I find it odd, but it is the United stand. I have to try and be democratic about it. Personally, I think he has missed a lot of chances, and if he'd scored them, we would be challenging for the title. But I also feel he's scored a lot of goals, and if he hadn't scored those, we'd probably be below mid-table. What's your thoughts on Zlatan?
I mean, he's a little bit older. He does slow the game down. I think Mourinho likes him because it helps him control the players, and he's kind of got a bit of an old school mentality. And I think some of the younger players need to kind of see that strength in a person who can and I think that's why he's holding on to him. And I bet that when Zlatan's done, he's going to bring him in part of the coaching staff. That's going to be my prediction.
Yeah, well, or he might just fancy a year's final payday in China because, I mean, he's as old as he is. He's not losing any of that fitness, is he?
Yeah, I mean, it could be that could be the case too. But I think he's partially there because the millennials have a bit of a different mindset, and I think Mourinho wants that old school mentality of just brute force.
Yeah, I think you're right as well, and I think that's something that people don't realise. Rooney's not a captain. I've put something up on Twitter about 6 years ago when he had a drop ball with a skinhead, and he just blasted into 2 tackles. And I've been saying this for a long time. Where's that passion and fire gone from Rooney? Was it because he had a kid? Was it because he just matured? Was it because he was given the captaincy? We've lost leaders, so many leaders. Whenever Giggs, Ferdinand went, we lost 3 leaders. I think what is subtle and people might not realise is that Zlatan in that team, we don't lack a leader anymore because we've got a massive leader, and I think he just brings a hell of a lot to the team that might be a little bit subtle to the obvious eye.
Yeah, I'd agree completely.
First time on the show, Mike.
Yeah.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant debut. Where are you calling from?
From New York. I'm actually I'm Portuguese, so I'm an avid Mourinho fan. So I'm now a Man United fan. I'm not like wherever he goes, I go essentially. You're
not. You know what? People will think that's really weird, and I probably would have done a year ago. But you're not the first to come on like that. There are people out there who just worship Mourinho, and I've always liked Mourinho. I wouldn't say I've always liked him. I respected him, and he's the sort of manager you want at your club, because if he's not at your club, you don't like him. But I've always respected the fact that wherever he goes, he's a winner, and that's what Manchester United need at the moment. But
right.
Thanks for calling in, Mike. You might be quite interested in one of the things we're going to announce in a minute, but thanks for calling in. Please do call in again.
Will do. Thanks.
Cheers, pal. Mike, all the way from New York there. I'm going to just take this comment from Darth Maul because he has contributed to the channel. He's contributed $5 and he says, what about a swap deal? De Gea for Varane. I think we'd all go for that, wouldn't we? I think with this, I know I wouldn't swap De Gea for Varane, no. But we're assuming that De Gea has said he wants to go back to Real Madrid. The club aren't going to stand in his way. I'm not going to call him a snake. If he wants to go back to Madrid, he's done more than enough at Manchester United and he wants to go back to Spain. It's sad, but I don't want him to go, but I won't accept it, but I can see it. So if he's going to go, De Gea for Varane every day of the week, I think he'd be. I know I want Manolas, but Varane would be a very, very good alternative. For those of you who've joined us a little bit late, just to remind you, if we get 1,000 likes on this video, my next forfeit for the preview tomorrow night at 8:30, I have agreed to wear a Fellaini wig for it. The wig is ready if we get 1,000 likes. It's Skype Goldbridge. I'm doing this because I want you, this is your show, to get the likes it deserves. And that's the reason I will do that forfeit for you. Right, Mad Marcus is on the live comments. When I logged onto Skype today, it said it was his birthday. I've spoken to him a couple of times. He's not told me it's his birthday. If it is his birthday, he's a naughty little boy for not telling me that. And if it is your birthday, mate, happy birthday. We couldn't do the live comments without you. You're absolutely irreplaceable. So you think. But no, you are. You do a fantastic job. And if it is your birthday, happy birthday. And everyone on the live comments, drop him a happy birthday. So that's great. But I do still have 2 big surprises coming up for you. So obviously the Fellaini wig's there. If we get 1,000 likes, we're only up to 300 so far. There's over 700 of you watching. You could get it there. It's not necessarily for 1,000 while we're live. 1,000 collectively. But you can certainly give it a big boost. Right, let's take another call. It's still 1-0 to City as far as I know. Azzy Master's been calling a while, so we'll take his call. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello, you're live on the United Stand, mate. What did you want to say?
I just wanted to talk about how pleased I am with Mourinho in the last couple of games. Because I think after that whole game where we drew, unfortunately, I thought the way he's changed the team, especially away against Leicester, the different formations, and if you look at the team now, there's much more confidence in the team. The team look hungry again. They look like a team that are going to tear teams apart, and I'm really happy about that because I was really annoyed after that draw against Hull. But now I see that Mourinho has really imprinted his ideals on that Manchester United team. That's what my first point was about. Really, yeah. That's what I like. That's what I like to see because he's done that at Chelsea. I seen when he was at Chelsea, I saw him imprint his ideals, and I really want him to do the same at Man United. And now I can see it really happening now at Old Trafford.
I said this last night. I would agree with you. I think he's this is without doubt, for everything he's achieved in his life, this is probably up there with Porto, where he won the Champions League with a small club, because he lost the Chelsea dressing room and he was sacked, and his reputation was on the floor. He comes into Manchester United, and I could have told anybody this, and I think any Man United fan would tell anybody this, that dressing room was a bloody mess. For the last 3 years, it's a mess. He's gone in there. Martial, outfield player of the year last year, he's messed him up in the right way and turned that around. His brand new signing, Mkhitaryan, he's messed that up and he's turned it round. I think he's done great, and I think the comparison of that Hull game a couple of weeks to the last 2 games, if you'd have said to me 2 weeks ago, he can turn it around like that, because that whole game was bad, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was bad, and I remember watching the show. I think all of us are stressed. I thought all of us were, fearing the worst, but now I think if Man City win today, which they are winning, I think it's 2 or 3 points off second place, and I think anything could happen. And I think, in my opinion, maybe apart from Chelsea, I think we're the hardest team to beat in the Premier League. If you look, we haven't lost since October the 22nd in the Premier League.
Yeah,
I think we've got our defence. I think Mourinho has done it slowly, but our defence now, I think it's pretty solid at the moment. I think it's defence solid. Now he's starting to work his way through the team. I think the midfield looks good as well. Pogba and Herrera, last 2 games, brilliant. And the attack now is starting to, flow a bit more. I think there's lots more fluidity in the attack now. Mata and Mickey and Martial are brilliant by the weekend. I thought, even though Zlatan missed a couple of chances, I think that his play, I think is essential to the front four. in my opinion, because the way he just drops deep, pops off to Mata or Mkhitaryan or Martial, and they can run in behind him, and they've got acres of space. So I think what Mourinho has done in the last couple of games is really key. And also, second point is Zlatan. And many people got into his back about not scoring goals. But I saw something a couple of days ago. It was like he's been involved with 50% of Manchester United's goals this season. 50%. That's how integral he is to our team. So, in my opinion, I think Zlatan this season deserves a lot of praise. Even though he has missed a couple of chances, that's true. But he does deserve the praise for his performances this season so far.
United should always strive for excellence, perfection. I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
I understand that fans, want more, but we've got to be a little bit patient because the last 3 years have been terrible, and where we are now, we're getting back to where we should be. I agree with you about Zlatan. A lot of people will say, well, not a lot of people. A few people said he was poor on Saturday. He missed the chances, but I thought his overall game was good.
Yeah.
But going back to what you were saying about Manchester United, well, quickly about Zlatan, I've said it a couple of times now. Yes, he's missed a few chances, but if he doesn't score the chances that he's scored, let's think about Everton, Crystal Palace in the last few minutes. We haven't got the points we've got anyway, and we wouldn't be where we are. So it's a double-edged coin. But what I want to ask you, this occurred to me today. Liverpool fans, they're still going on about 6th and all that lot. The idiocy of it is fantastic because they're only 1 point ahead. They don't play. Their next game is in 2 weeks tonight against Leicester in the Premier League. That's Liverpool's next game. We are basically in the middle of February, and they've got 2 weeks off in what is a very busy time. It says everything when in that same period of time, Manchester United have got 4 games, one of which is a cup final. It tells you a hell of a lot about who's doing bad and who's doing well.
And also, what I want to say about Liverpool fans is that I think during their recent blip, I think everyone said they were tired, but they're not in Europe, are they?
No.
So they have no excuse. And I think personally, this season why Mourinho hasn't sold a lot of players, it's because I think the squad is strong. So I think we can breeze past Saint-Etienne with our second squad, in my opinion, with our second team. I think we can breeze past them. And then the cup game, I'm hoping we win that. I'm pretty sure you can win that, even though Southampton are a little wily team. But I think at the moment we're in a good position. I think I'm looking confident in May. I think in May we will be up there. In my opinion, I think we'll finish 2nd or 3rd this season.
I think we've got a great end to the season, and every game is exciting at the moment. First time on the show, pal?
Yeah, first time.
Yeah, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Reading.
Okay. Thanks for calling. Please do call in again. Really good call.
I will. Thank you very much.
Thanks, pal. Again, back on form on the Skype Goldbridge. Really good calls tonight. I'm going to take another one from you in a minute, but I just want to have a look on the live comments. A lot of people saying happy birthday to Mad Marcus. Only 370 likes on the video at the moment, so it doesn't look like I'll be wearing that Fellaini wig. Good. Remember, if you want me in the Fellaini wig for the next video, we've got to get 1,000 likes on it. There's only one Mad Marcus, says Aiden Gamer. Louise Asbury wanted a shout out. I will read you if you definitely want me to read your comments. Contribute through Super Chat because it's it helps the channel out. And as a return, we will read your comments out. But I'll still try and read some of them. But if you definitely want to read out a guaranteed one, then that's the end. We've got to give something back, haven't we? MFC Chance says fans who follow managers are no better than glory hunters. Controversial, talking about Mike before, who follows Mourinho. I don't think so. I think it's a bit of a new thing for us to get our head around. But we've had 2 or 3 callers now who just follow Mourinho. It's like following your favourite tennis player, isn't it? Only Fellaini can replace Mad Marcus. Happy birthday, Marcus. Be funny if you get me in the wig. Wouldn't you rather Kroos, Mark, says Alexi Tully? No, because I think I like Toni Kroos. We're talking about this Real Madrid player and who it might be that United are signing in the summer. But I think Varane would suit us better because he's younger. He's one of the best centre-backs in the world. I think Kroos, is he 27, 28? I'd rather back Bakayoko at 22 and build a player, if that makes any sense. Right, big reveal too before I take another call. This is a big one. For those who've hung on to the middle of the show for this, you're about to get a little bit of a treat. We've done it before. There's 2 strands to this. Your opportunity. We get great callers on Skype Goldbridge, and we've been getting great callers for a long time. What we are looking for is the creme de la creme. If you want to be on the United Stand and to become a big part of the United Stand, then this is for you. How will it work? Well, basically, what we are offering as an incentive is a co-host with me for the Saint Etienne game in a couple of weeks' time as a grounding for you to get your first opportunity. It's not just being a guest. This is potential to be a presenter on the United Stand for future shows that we've got sorted out that I can't do for time reasons, but we were looking for another presenter. So if you are up for that challenge and you want to do it, this is how you do it. It's a massive opportunity. It's not just coming on Skype Goldbridge. It's not just being a guest on Sunday Night Live. This is for us to build you up to be a co-presenter like myself on the United Stand. A massive, massive opportunity that's what the channel should be about. How do you do it? Well, if you've subscribed to this channel, you've all got a YouTube username, which means you can upload videos to YouTube. We don't want people just sending stuff on their phone, because if you're going to do this, you're going to need to use, a decent webcam. You might even need a green screen in the future. You don't need to worry about that now. But what we want you to do is upload onto your channel a 2-3 minute segment as if you're presenting on the United Stand and you're talking about a topic. So I would go, hello and welcome to the United Stand. I'm Mark Goldbridge. Today we're talking about this rumour that Real Madrid, a player from Real Madrid, is coming to Manchester United. I would like Varane, whatever you want to talk about, do it in that style. Upload it to your channel on YouTube, because you'll have one if you've got a username you can upload. Send us the link, put it in the video description if you want. Send it to us via Twitter and we'll take a look at it. And it's open to you. Take a couple of days to practice, get it done tonight, however you want to do it. But there is a bit of a deadline, because we want to start looking at these, and you will have the opportunity to be a co-host on the watch-along for the Saint Etienne game, the second leg. So it's next week. So you need to get on it quick, but it's a massive opportunity. We don't go searching round media companies and stuff like that. We're raw on the United Stand, and we're looking to get somebody with that je ne sais quoi, that creme de la creme, that golden touch to come in and be a co-host on the United Stand. So there it is. Get involved. I'll reply about that. I'll remind you about that in a minute. And yes, I will wear a Fellaini wig if we get 1,000 likes on this video. So you can get involved that way. Let's take another call. Let's try. I nearly clicked, but somebody else came up there. Andy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, very well. Can you hear me okay?
Perfect. What was it you wanted to talk about, Andy?
Yeah, well, first of all, it's my first time on the show. I've been watching your show for the last 2.5 years. So just wanted to just say great job, Mark. Thanks for what you're doing.
Thanks, and you're very welcome. Great to have a newbie on.
Okay, so the point I wanted to make, and it's really kind of to open up a conversation with you as well, and other people might want to pick up on it later on, but it's really about the central midfield position that once was vacated by Roy Keane, because I don't think we've had anybody that even slightly resembles or reflects the style of play that he and the energy and the drive and the leadership that he brought to Man United. I think it's been something that's just been completely overlooked, and I think we've had players like Scholes and Carrick which have done a fantastic job. But if you think about it, since Keane left, I think we've also abandoned the 4-4-2 system, and we did actually go back to that the other night, and that made me start thinking again. With Pogba and Herrera, whilst they did it at times during that game, it opened up a lot of possibilities to the style of play, and it was actually quite fascinating for me actually watching that particular match. I think, yeah, I just hope, and my aspiration is that we go back to use that 4-4-2 system more increasingly, just to surprise the opposition at times. But I think that there isn't a player that can consistently, particularly when we're under the cosh, just pull all the team together and, release players like Pogba, release players like Mkhitaryan and Martial on the left and right. And I think that, particularly when we're starting to, think about some of the tougher matches like Man City, Chelsea, some of the more physical encounters that we're going to get, I don't see that we can use a system like 4-4-2. Perhaps that, that if we had a player like Roy Keane, then we could. And I don't know enough about Bakayoko. I know that's something that's been bandied around on social media and also on your show. I don't really know if he's the type of caliber player that can do that and come in and lead the team. But on reflection of some of the transfers that we've missed out in the past, I do think that the one player that we nearly signed, that that calibre of player that I'm talking about, is Arturo Vidal, and I think we've missed the boat on that one. But if there's players like that are available in the transfer market, and I'm clutching straws actually, Mark, to think about who else can do that. That's the type of the player that I think we need back. Man United, the heartbeat of the midfield of the team, and we talk sometimes about teams coming to Old Trafford and we've lost that fear factor. If you could almost mould Eric Bailly and have him in the centre of the midfield, just kind of bossing it, even if he picks up loads of yellow cards during the course of the season. That's the type of. I just want to emphasise that. I think that's really lacking at the moment, and it's great that we're being associated with players like Antoine Griezmann, and we've got the Pogba deal done, which was blew me away. But I just think we're nearly at almost like a full team, in terms of having a player in every position that's like at their best they can achieve a 9 or a 10 out of 10 each on occasions when we roll out the team. I just wanted to just get your view on that, Mark. I mean, I know that even today you were talking about, if we're going to be getting a player from Real Madrid, who would it be? What do you think about, the point I'm trying to make?
Well, I think a blast from the past, first of all, with Vidal, because I think the thing that people can remember Vidal. We were linked to him, I think, for a few years, and I think the last one was probably about 3 years ago, and we thought he was going to come, and he went on that tour to, I think, Asia with Juventus, and he was signing United shirts. And I think the real excitement about the Vidal deal was that he, like you say, he was that Roy Keane sort of player. A bit of a blast. I agree with you. I don't think we ever replaced Roy Keane. It's interesting that Kev said last night on the show that the Roy Keane sort of player is archaic now in the modern game because there's so many fouls, etc. I don't agree with that. I think Roy Keane would be perfect in the modern game. I think the leadership is what we lose. I was talking about it just a bit ago. We lack that. I mean, what I would like to see and what I like to see of Roy Keane was not just because it was Gary Neville. Roy Keane absolutely bollocking Gary Neville for a misplaced pass, but it wasn't just Gary Neville; it was other players as well. And I know some people don't like that, but I do like that because that's what Manchester United meant to him. Whatever you think about Roy Keane, he loved Manchester United and he wanted to win. And there isn't probably a player in the world in world football like him. Actually, De Rossi's probably the closest. And he's obviously coming towards the end of his career. So finding that somebody is very, very difficult. The 4-4-2 point, very good. A lot of people feel 4-4-2 is dead in the modern game. I don't think it is. I think you've just got to be a bit clever, like we were against Leicester. Maybe play it for 10 minutes, chuck back to a 4-2-3-1. Do it for another 10 minutes. And in the modern footballer should be able to do that. I think if you played 4-4-2 for 90 minutes, week in, week out, you get found out. But if you want to go and do it like we did for 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there, I still think it can work out well. Real Madrid, I mean, I may as well ask you, any thoughts on who it might be? Or who you'd like it to be?
Well, I mean, if it's just speculation, of course, Mark, at the moment, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know if there's any any substance to the rumour. If there is, then Tony Cruz. I just think that again, he's another person that we came close to, but I think that that would be someone. Again, that's not a Roy Keane type player by any stretch of the imagination, but he is someone that dictate play, and that would be my first pick of the all the Galacticos that they've got at the moment. Failing that, Gareth Bale, but that's a close second. But I think someone else wrote this today on social media that we shouldn't be getting involved in any type of business with Real Madrid at all, because obviously as soon as we do that, it opens it up to David De Gea leave our club, which would be fatal. And I think that we should just be looking elsewhere if we can. But so do you think there's some substance to that particular rumour, Mark?
I don't know. I saw a bit of it on social media, and then we've heard it from a few people. It's very left field, but what makes me think there's something in it is the fact that there's no player being mentioned. It's just that Manchester United are going to sign a player from Real Madrid this summer, and to get a bit of a half a story, they tend to be some truth in that. If it was like Bale, I'd think a load of crap. But because of that, and also, I'm with you. I hope we don't get anyone from Real Madrid, because I think I think the fundamental part of this is if we get someone from Real Madrid, I think they're getting De Gea, and that's I think it goes hand in hand. So I'd rather we do no business with them and we get him. But I've got take another call, Andy.
Thanks for having me
fantastic
on,
first call, and please do call in again.
Will do. Cheers.
Thanks, Andy. Great call. We've had some fantastic calls tonight. I've just got to go to the live comments because a couple of people have contributed to the channel, so it'd be unfair not to read out what they've said. FNAO says, Mark, why do some fans like to be overly positive? It's just life, mate, isn't it? Some people are positive, some people are half glass empty, some people are just positive all the way through. We can't be critical of it. Everybody's different, and that's the way it should be. But personally, I'm not one of those people who win, lose or draw, love United. I mean, no, that's wrong. Win, lose or draw, support the team. Win, lose or draw, love United. Win, lose or draw, support the team is really hypocritical, because I know for a fact that in the dark days of Van Gaal and Moyes, 99% of us were pretty fed up with what was going on. There's nothing wrong with being critical about your team and your players and your manager if they are not performing to the level that you think that your club should be at. So there you go. And Stephen Hayes, thank you, Stephen. He's contributed £5 to the United Stand through the Super Chat dollar option, and thankfully he has left us a comment, because obviously if you want to contribute that much, then we do want to read out what you've said. He says, end of January 95, we were 12 points behind and won the league. In February 98, we were 12 behind and won, and in 03 we were 9 behind and won. Can't write us off yet. I tell you what, I wish you'd phoned in, Stephen. Maybe you have been trying to phone in, but what a comment that is. That is absolutely amazing, isn't it? That we were. I knew about the Newcastle one, but is the title gone? Maybe I'll ask the next caller about that. Is the title gone? And I personally think it is. But we have got to play Chelsea. I can't remember exactly how many points we are off the title at the moment. Mad Marcus has made a contribution as well to say thank you for all the birthday wishes, guys and girls. The score is still 1-0 to Manchester City in that game. There's still about 40 minutes left, and we are currently 12 points off Chelsea with 13 games to go. You can do it. Let's just say we beat them. That's 9 points. It can be done. I just think we've got so many games. It makes it really, really difficult. I'm about to take another call. What I want to say is this. Somebody said it in the live comments. They were spot on. Two things. We're on 470 likes. If you want me to wear a Fellaini wig on the preview tomorrow, we've got to get 1,000 likes. So drop a like on the video. Second thing, if you missed it, we are looking for a new co-host for the United Stand. This is not being a guest. This is real deal. We'll help you. I'll give you my ideas, and everybody else involved will give you the support. We'll give you the equipment. But what you've got to do is, if you are on the United Stand, if you're on YouTube, you're going to have a username. You're going to have a profile. That means you can upload videos. If you want to have a go, we want 2 or 3 minutes pretending that you are presenting on the United Stand. Give us your name. Talk about something, whether it's who the Real Madrid player could be, what you think of Zlatan, can we win the league? 2 or 3 minutes. Present it as if, the best you've got. Let us know. Comment in the video below where the link is, and people will go and have a look at it, and they will give you their comments. Ultimately, it's our comments that matter. There's a few who's going to have a look, and just because people say it's good or bad, you've got to be used to that anyway. I mean, the criticism I get week in, week out, whether you think I'm good or shit, I get some real bad abuse, and that is part of it. So you might want to go into it with that mind. You've got to be thick-skinned, but you've got to start somewhere. I think there's some great voices out there. Some of you have never been on Scribe Goldbridge, some of you have, and I want to see as many as possible. We might take more than one. But we're looking for that. Somebody we can get involved in the more presenting side, and it takes a bit of commitment, but there will be rewards for it. So please get involved, send us your stuff. We're a great community, and I'm sure if you post your videos up, people will go and watch it and give you the feedback. So really excited about that. Right, I'm going to take another call. Let's have a look if we can get somebody stop me who has a name that's, well, I might go for somebody I've seen before, or I might just go for somebody I've never heard before. I don't think I've heard from this one before. Andrew, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can.
How you doing?
Fantastic. First of all, I wanted to say thank you for everything you do, and you're actually the reason why I have started to subscribe to the United Stand.
Great, thank you.
So with the rumors coming from Real Madrid, I would say that if we're going to be losing De Gea, I would think that maybe if especially trying to get Griezmann, if we get Gareth Bale to go along with Antoine Griezmann, you could then put Mkhitaryan into the central attacking midfield, have Martial on the left, then you have Pogba, Herrera in midfield. That would be a hell of a lineup right there.
It would. I don't think we can get Bale. I don't know what your thoughts are on that. I really don't think we can get Gareth Bale, but I think there's a place in a Manchester United shirt for Gareth Bale if he wanted to come to Manchester United, or we could do the deal for sure. Do you think, I was just saying it there, so I need to throw it in. One of the comments we had on the live comments was saying that Manchester United have been 12 points off the title at this point a few times. Do you think we can win the title this year? Do you think we can catch Chelsea?
That is a really hard question. I would say that it is possible. I'm not trying to be overly confident or anything. I think it's possible, but it would require a lot of luck in Chelsea dropping points. But with us being so close to being to second, I mean, it is definitely possible.
Yeah, I mean, I've not really thought about it. I'm just enjoying the season for what it is. I think we can get top 4, and I think from where we were in November, if you offered me top 4, I'd be really happy with it. I think we can win the League Cup. I think we can, the Europa League's a bit unknown. It's exciting. And the FA Cup, we're still in it. I mean, just a point on the live comments here. The dude says, strong team versus Saint Etienne on Thursday. Reserves versus Blackburn. Reserves versus Saint Etienne. Strong team in the League Cup final. I totally agree with that. We've got 4 games. Let's get a good lead against Saint Etienne on Thursday in the home game. Let's rest the first team for a week and a half for the League Cup, and let's use people like Schweinsteiger and Shaw and everybody else in the next 2 games. Then what your thoughts are on that?
So me personally, I would say play your strong team at home. I mean, if you wanted to try and rest a couple of people, I mean, maybe in the midfield you could put in, Bastian Schweinsteiger. I mean, he had a hell of a game in his last game, and then I mean, you could maybe rest Mkhitaryan, maybe play Rooney. But I mean, I'm kind of at this point with Rooney where I feel like if he's going to be sold in the summer, then I think that we need to start playing people other than him, allow other people to start being built up. People like Martial, who, by the way, hell of a game for Martial. That's my favorite player on United. I think that we need to be playing people to allow our team to be built up for the future and not continue to play some of the people that won't be here next year. The caller a little earlier talking about Zlatan, I think that if I saw from some comments from him earlier that he was saying that he's enacted his half of the contract extension, but United hasn't. So it makes me wonder if maybe that has something to do with these rumors coming out of Real Madrid. Maybe if we're not going to go after, can bring him back for the next year, if maybe we will be trying to go after one of these, attacking players that we've seen a lot of, rumors about. I think that is a possibility, that if we're not bringing him back, that we could be bringing in somebody like Bale or I think that, like you said, it'd be the money that it would take to have an Antoine Griezmann and Gareth Bale on the same team is a lot. I mean, not that money's a issue for United, but it still is. If we're not bringing Zlatan back, that would be a hell of a way to make up for it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, what I would say about that is Carrick's not signed his yet. Zlatan's not signed his yet. If you look back historically with people like Giggs and that who had rolling contracts, it's not unusual for it to be left late. I mean, there's probably, I do think Zlatan will stay, but you never know. I mean, this Real Madrid rumour is very interesting. First time on the show, Andrew?
Yes, sir. Calling from Arizona. Actually, I didn't really become a true United fan until I was able to start watching them more in the last couple of years. But last year was my first year truly falling in love with the club. So it's been a hell of a run this year.
Great. I mean, you get a bit of a mixed bag. I mean, obviously not being from the UK, you might not be aware of it, but there are there are those weird mentality people who just want to keep it in Manchester. They're a minority, but the global support is massive for Manchester United, and I personally, and I think a lot of us, the more people support Manchester United, the better. We want to take over the world, so that's great to hear. And the American market is getting bigger and bigger, and we want more and more American fans watching the United stand and also supporting Manchester United. So thanks very much for your call, Andrew, and please do call in again.
Thanks, Mark. We'll definitely do.
Thank you. I am going to take another call. I've just got a couple of multitasking. This super chat thing is difficult to keep an eye on. But Sol Goodall has contributed £1 to the channel. Thanks for that. You can do it through the super chat option, the $sign. Very similar to Twitch for those people who are not aware of what it is. Basically, you can contribute to your favourite YouTubers now on live comments. In which case, Sol Goodall has also... Well, Sol has contributed £5 as well, so thanks for that, Sol. Please do ask us a question, because if you're going to contribute, we would like to read out more than just a thank you, because I think you deserve more than that. But thank you, it is appreciated. And you know what? Some of this money will probably be going to hopefully, one of you lot as our new presenter, because we will provide you with a camera and a green screen and all that lot if you haven't got it yourself. We're looking for somebody. We're looking for a co-presenter to come in and do some of the stuff that I do and work with me and do some of our new shows, because I don't want to do all the shows. I want people to come in. So how do you do that? If you have subscribed to this channel, that means you've got a YouTube user. It means you've got your own user, your own sort of channel. You might not want to have a channel, but you can upload your own stuff. What we want, 2 or 3 minutes, pretend you're on the United stand, pretend you're presenting. Hello, I'm Darren, whoever. This is the United stand. Today I'm going to talk to you about Manchester United. Just 2 or 3 minutes about something Manchester United related. Get in the comments with the link to that video. We're all going to have a look at it. We'll have a look at it, and we're gonna maybe pick 1, possibly 2 or 3 as well. So it is your opportunity. I know there's people who've been on Skype Goldbridge who'd be perfect for it, but there's probably people out there who have never got through, who've never thought about getting through. It's a massive opportunity. The United stand is growing. It is your channel. These opportunities are going to come up more and more often, but this channel is not showing any signs of stopping in relation to growth. It is your channel, and what an opportunity. I tell you what, nobody ever gave us an opportunity when we started off. Come on our channel and talk about football. We started it from scratch with all you lot, and we want to replicate that. We want to return that belief and kindness and attitude that you've always had from day one, getting involved in this channel, and we want to give back because it is your channel, and we know what it's like out there. Nobody will give you a leg up, no one will give you an opportunity, and I know for a fact there's loads of you out there who are good enough to do it. So believe in yourself, send the videos in, and get involved. I'll leave a pinned comment up for those who aren't watching live as well. Sean, Swagger Muncher, I will check your channel out, but leave us a comment later on the videos, because that's where I'll be reading. I forget a lot about this. Beck Howell, Mark Steelbridge. Yeah, we can give you a name. You could be like Zara was Zara Silverstone, wasn't she? A take on my name. Right, let's take a call. Let's try Dominic. Dominic, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me, Mark?
I can hear you perfectly, pal. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm brilliant, thank you. What was it you wanted to talk about? Manchester United fan, I take it?
Oh, yeah. I wanted to talk about Juan Mata against Watford.
Yeah, good. Different topic. What was it you wanted to say?
I just think he doesn't really get the credit he deserves, because there's other bigger names in the Premier League, but I think, he's one of the most creative players, not just in the league, but even in the world. You see the link-up play he got with Mkhitaryan for the first goal. I thought it was a brilliant play.
Yeah, you know what? I'll throw it back to you straight away. I mean, I said it a few weeks ago. I mean, if you're talking about who's Manchester United's player of the year so far, I know you can say Mkhitaryan because he's played well, but he hasn't been playing all season. You can't say Martial for the same reason. Pogba's been up and down. Zlatan's missed a few chances, but he scored a lot of goals. Bay's played well, but he was missing with injury in African Nations Cup. Herrera's done very well. Mata's done very well. I don't think you can move away from probably Mata or Herrera, and I think he's been fantastic.
Yeah, I think also in that conversation you have to also think about Antonio Valencia. He's been
absolutely
a big piece on our side.
I tell you what about Valencia. I must just apologise because I want you to talk, but I must just say this is the problem, isn't it? Antonio Valencia, he just does his job fantastically well week in, week out. that you start, not everybody, but I just did it there. You sometimes take him for granted. He probably is up higher there than Mata, to be fair. But back on to Mata, I agree. I think him and Herrera and others really didn't play well under Van Gaal because he was so restrictive. A lot of people thought he was going to get sold in the summer. Maybe even Mourinho thought he might sell him in the summer. But he didn't start off in the team. Let's not forget that. But he's become such an important player, and normally gets always subbed off after 70 minutes. But he doesn't complain. Keeps grafting and grafting. And I think at the moment he's one of the first names on the team sheet.
Yeah, of course. But going back to the Griezmann rumors, if those rumors do come true and we do sign Griezmann, I don't know if you're going to be able to put him and Mata in the same team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do understand that. Keelan says that Mata is our best CAM. I mean, he doesn't really play there, does he? Because Mkhitaryan's been playing there more, and he more plays on the right-hand side. But if Griezmann comes in, as I said at the start of the show, I'm not one of those fans who gets concerned about where do you fit him in and where does everybody else fit in, because I think as we're about to see with 4 games in the next 2 weeks, it's a squad game, the modern game. You can't pick your same team every week. It's a squad game, and I don't know whether anybody watches rugby. I watch the Six Nations, and the reason England are winning games in tight games at the moment is because you can make unlimited substitutes in rugby, but they've got such a good bench. They basically bring a different team on, but they're all really good. Obviously, you can't bring another team on in football, but the strength of your bench can be the difference between winning a game and losing a game in the last 20 minutes. And I just think next season we'll see a lot of fluidity. I think players like Mata won't be sold in the summer because they've done a job for Mourinho when others haven't. You think about Schneider and Memphis. They were obviously meant to be part of the first team, but they didn't do the work that Mourinho wanted, and they let him down. People like Mata and Herrera have stepped up week in, week out, and I don't think he'll forget that. He knows he can rely on them. Yes, I think we'll see new players coming in, but I do think that the likes of Mata will still be a big part of it. And I always use the analogy of a Phil Neville, really. That he probably wasn't he wasn't on the first team, but he probably he did still play 30 or 40 games a season in a 60-game season, because you're going to get injuries, you're going to get suspensions, you're going to want to set up tactically in different games, you're going to want to rest people. So, and I think Juan Mata, at his age, where he's pretty much won everything, I think he's won a Champions League, he's won the Europa League, he's won everything with Spain. He loves Manchester United, he's a well-educated person. I think Mata's more than happy just to be part of Manchester United. So I think Griezmann, yes, he could limit some of the options for Mata, but I still think we'd still see a lot of him, and I certainly wouldn't want to see him go.
Yeah, I did see the rumors on Twitter and online about linking him away from the club, but you see the comments that Mourinho made after the match, saying that he is an important part to the way he wants his Manchester United to play. So yeah, I don't think we'll see him leave anytime soon.
Did you see the? I don't know whether you saw it at the start. There's this rumours floating around that Manchester United are going to sign a Real Madrid player. We've sort of given it a bit of weight because of the fact that the people who've told us about it also seen it a little bit on social media as well, but also because there's no player named, and that in our experience, I'm not saying we're in the nose or anything like that, not at all. But when there's no named player, that just makes me think, what's going on here? I mean, who do you think it could be from Real Madrid, or who would you like it to be?
Well, I think it may be Rafael Varane, because I know Jose Mourinho is a big fan of his, but a lot of people just link Manchester United because they are such a huge club, so it's a easy thing to piece together.
Yeah, and I mean, a centre-back, I've always said that I quite like Manolas, but to be honest, if Varane's available, then I would certainly take him. And he, as you say, he's a big fan of Jose Mourinho. He's quite open about that. A couple of times in the last year, he's been quite open about that. So, I'd be happy with that. I suppose the only thing is, and I will say it openly, if we're getting a Real Madrid player, I'd have big concerns about De Gea being a Manchester United player next year.
Yeah, like you said earlier, it's best, to not do business and keep De Gea,
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Is it your first time on the show, Dominic?
Yeah.
Fantastic debut. Where are you calling from?
New Jersey.
New Jersey. Got a few. New York, New Jersey. Great to get the American United support on there. I don't think we've had anybody else outside the UK today. Or we've had Ireland. You've got to say they're outside the UK. Otherwise we'll be in trouble, having lived there. I know that. So thanks for calling, Dominic, and please do call in again.
Okay, thank you for having me on the show. Big fan, Mark.
Cheers, thank you, pal. Keep spreading the word. And I'd say that to you all as well. I mean, the United stand just grows off word of mouth, and as I keep saying, and I'll keep saying, it is your channel. That's why we do Skype Goldbridge. So tell your friends, tell United fans, come on, get involved, subscribe to the channel, etc. I've got to summarise a few bits though now. First of all, we are on 546 likes, so we're probably going to get this done, which is going to be funny. I tried the wig on today. I don't think it will disappoint you. I will wear a Fellaini wig on the next video, which is tomorrow night at 8:30 for the preview for Saint Etienne. I will wear a Fellaini wig if we get 1,000 likes on the video. We're basically trying to get 1,000 likes on every video now because I think likes have gone down. We've got a very loyal fan base. The United Stand Army, you know who you are. You're United. In August last year, and I think at the touch of a button, you've not put weight on. We want that army back. We want that siege mentality for the United Stand. Stand by with each other's opinions, support each other when you come on the show, and stand together, stand united. So we want to try and get as many likes on videos as possible from now on, but especially on Skype Goldbridge, because it's your show. You've been fantastic tonight, every one of the guests, and on the live comments. I know a lot of you've not got on. I think I'm going to do another show on Wednesday. Whenever we can, I'll try and do 2 a week, but it'll always be on a Monday at 8:30. But I will try and do one at 8:30 on Wednesday as well. 8:30 tomorrow night is the preview. If we get 1,000 likes, I'll be in a Fellaini wig. Simple as that. And what I would say as well is, just to remind you, you can be... This is not about being a guest. It might not be for you. It might be exactly what you're looking for at the start of the year. We're looking for a co-host for the United Stand. We've got new shows, new ideas, old shows that we're still going to use, that we can implement you in, we can get you involved in. You've got to have the raw tools to do it. You've got to have a bit of thick skin. You've got to be confident. And that is why we are saying, if you are on YouTube and you're subscribed to this channel, then you are able to upload videos. Go and record something, 2 or 3 minutes, prepare it, do it raw, whatever, however you think that's going to come best across to us to look at you. 2 or 3 minutes. Hello, I'm Dominic Robertoli. This is the United Stand. I'm here to talk to you about this latest room with Real Madrid, or I'm here to talk to you about who I think should replace Carrick. 2 or 3 minutes, passionate, look at the camera. That's the thing I tell everybody. Look at the camera, that's your friend. Talk to it like that. Give it some passionate 2 or 3 minutes, upload it to your channel, get into the comments of this video, put the link there, tell us about the video, we'll go and have a look at it. And people who are watching and reading the comments, they might go and have a look at it as well, drop a like on it, give you some feedback. But if there's 4 or 5 of you that are really good, we'll get you involved. But we want you involved, and this is a big opportunity. And I hope a few of you do it, because I know that we've had some fantastic callers on Skype Goldbridge, and I know that there'll be others who've not got through yet, or they're unsure about whether they've done it. So if you've not got on the show tonight, you're feeling a bit frustrated, and you think you've got that capability or potential, we're always looking for ways to get you more involved in this channel, because that's what the channel's always going to be about, getting you lot involved. I'm not singing some Lionel Richie. If you want to see my Lionel Richie thing, it's on the Mark Goldbridge channel. The United Stand have washed their hands of that video. I'm not allowed to put it on this channel. They will not condone me singing Lionel Richie, You Are My Destiny, when it's not Manchester United related. So it won't be allowed on this channel. It's on my channel, Mark Goldbridge, and you can see it. And I tell you what, if you want to back me up, there's some people giving me some right stick on there. So get over there. But really enjoyed the show. Danny Dobson says, amazing show, Mark. You make it what it is. You make me want to enjoy it. City have gone 2-0 up. I thought City would win tonight. Aguero scored. So don't be too fussed. I predicted that Liverpool had beat Spurs. I predicted Arsenal had beat Hull. And I said City had beat Bournemouth. So I'm not too concerned about it. It's not... nothing's won in February. It's all about May, and where we're going and what this club's doing. I'm very, very confident about what's going to happen. I'm very excited about the Saint Etienne game on Thursday. The FA Cup, excited about that. Be a challenge. Second leg, Saint Etienne. League Cup final, very, very exciting. What an opportunity we've got to level up with Liverpool for all-time trophies. That will shut up, and they've got to change their bio as well on Twitter. But absolutely thank you, everybody who's been involved tonight. And please do. Somebody might not have watched tonight. You might know somebody who you think is really good potential to be a presenter. You might be a student looking to go into that. You might be somebody in your 40s or 50s who's just never had the opportunity. And it's never too late. It's never too late. Look at me, I'm 61. It's possible. Thanks for watching. Happy birthday to Marcus, you naughty boy, for not telling me it was your birthday. And I shall see you tomorrow at 8:30. possibly in a Fellaini wig if we get to 1,000 likes. Go and watch the Goldbridge dance if you've not seen it, because it was loaded up on Sunday because I had a bit of time. Essentially, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. The song's about love. I can't believe nobody's put it together as to why I've done it, but that's why it's there. It's there as a little Valentine's gift to all and sundry who have supported the United stand. So there you go. But thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you tomorrow night. A fantastic show. Brilliant guests. And get involved. What an opportunity. Get involved. It's not about being a guest, this one. It's about being a presenter. And I forgot to say, the winner will be straight on. They'll be on a watch along with me for the second leg against Saint Etienne a week on Wednesday. So that's it's no messing around. You'll be straight on. We'll probably start off with just your voice if you don't want to be visual, but we'll support you the whole way. We're looking for raw talent. We're looking for talent. We're looking for people ready. Doesn't matter if we see something in you, we'll get you involved. So thanks for watching. Speak to you.